Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, banned on blowout.com since 1492. That's Kai. I'm some butthurt website admin, and welcome to episode 31 of our podcast. And my second flub, I believe, on our intro. Kai, how the hell you doing?
I'm doing good. Had a week hiatus last week. I was pretty busy, graduation and whatnot.
Yes, congratulations. You are officially the smartest person in Florida. I honestly very happy for you, man. It's super exciting. I didn't really care about my college graduation. I had graduated 6 months prior. I was like, dude, get me the fuck out of here. So I'm excited for you. Are you planning on walking at your ceremony, or like what are you planning for that?
Oh, we already did. That's what I was.
Oh, that's
that
what you,
was last
okay.
week.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Saturday.
Got it. That's awesome. Good for
Yeah,
you.
it was a couple hours. It was a little boring, but got through it.
Hey, listen, you did it. That's awesome. And now you are a full-fledged adult. Like, welcome to the real world. It's not that bad.
It's all downhill from here.
I mean, relatively, but being able to do your own business, have your own opportunities, eventually get a real job if you choose to, or stay in the sports car world. Dude, having money and being like in your early to mid 20s is amazing. Like I can definitely say I love what I'm able to do right now, and balancing it with a real job and like my own responsibilities.
What have you been up to this last week or two?
Well, last week, I'm not sure if you watched the podcast. If you were just busy, it is what it is. I watched the Golden Touch, the Ken Golden show on Netflix. I spent 40 minutes talking about it, man. And in addition to that, I spent 20 minutes talking about the Evan Mathis situation, which was a huge deal all of last week. The video of him trimming cards, altering cards. And, also, which was interesting, in the comments of that video, how people were defending him. And that actually kind of leads perfectly into one of my first points I wanted to talk about was this weird problem that we have in sports cards where we are empowering bad actors within the sports card industry. It does feel like there is a significant pull negatively when there is someone who does something, whether it's scamming, breaking out of a deal and not following through, trimming cards, altering cards, all this other stuff. And one of the first things you generally will see if the person is a big following or a huge presence on Instagram is people defending them. Like, oh, this person would never scam me. Their character's impeccable. They never did this. It's really weird that like this is kind of like this dynamic we're getting into. And whether it's a $500 deal or a person who could potentially alter millions of dollars worth of cards, and that's not really an exaggeration. It's very strange and it's kind of concerning to me.
Yeah, I think it's weird that some people, like when they do something, it gets just thrown under the rug, and then some people they get put on full blast. It's like, can we make it a little more consistent?
Instagram is the Wild West. And ironically, Facebook does a better job of like calling out people who scam because they have dedicated pages to it. And Instagram, you obviously cannot. The one thing that I've learned over the literal 6 or 7 years I've been on Instagram is like if something seems too good to be true, it is. Pay goods and services. Don't send friends and family or Zelle or anything like that to anyone unless you genuinely know who that person is. And use your brain. There are so many accounts I've seen in the last 6 months, year or so, that are like so obviously scamming people, and they still are getting people scammed. Like, I don't know. I guess
it doesn't make any sense.
I know. I feel bad. Like, I'm not trying to like, if you get scammed, I obviously feel bad for you. It's horrible. I'm not trying to belittle you, but there are like warning signs that if you are able to step back and have a minute to reflect before you send that Zelle payment, that Venmo payment, that friends and family payment, think, wait, why does this not make sense? And that critical thinking could probably save 30-40% of people from getting scammed. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I know we hit on it a while ago, but it's like, it almost takes you getting burnt like once or something happening for you to start realizing, which kind of sucks. But I think people might expect things like not expect, but things will be too good to be true for a while until something happens to them. And that's when they kind of start to open their eyes to like, oh, this doesn't really seem right.
I mean, you're right. I can tell you that I have been scammed one time in my life, and it was like I was in college, so this was, oh god, what year did I graduate? 2018. Fuck, I have no idea. Dude, I have no
Oh
idea
wow,
when I
you're
graduated.
old.
I mean, my 5 year alumni thing is coming up in June. Casey and I are going, which is fun. But like, so 5 years, shit. 2017 ish. I got scammed for $150 on Instagram because of a friends and family deal. That was the last time I sent friends and family to someone I didn't know. Like, it took that $150 lesson to learn something. But thankfully, I've been able to carry for the last 6 years. It sucks. It hurt in the moment, but I learned a lesson that could have possibly cost me thousands of dollars down the line had I not learned it the hard way.
Yeah, I think that also kind of sucks for newer people when they get burned or whatever it is. They don't really have a voice on like IG or Facebook or anything to like get it known. So they kind of just don't. They just kind of fucked. Like they don't really have any way to kind of get it out there or anything.
I know. I feel bad for those people. I mean, obviously it's difficult, and if you it's a two-pronged issue, because if you've reposted everyone who got scammed on like your Instagram page, whether it's KP2 cards, my page, anyone else's, like you just spam your followers with every
Yeah,
single day, like either 12-year-old kids getting scammed for a $10 card, or X amount of this person getting scammed here or that and this. It's a very rampant issue. Um, and then if you don't, then you are not giving those people the voice they do rightfully deserve. Because whether it is a $5 deal, $100 deal, $1,000 deal, they deserve to be made whole. And I don't have a great answer for you on how to fix that, because it's fucking impossible. There are people that will always try to take advantage of the market and people's greed in some instances, or just unawareness. And it sucks and it's scary. And I really do feel for you. So the only thing I can say, if you've not been scammed, awesome. That's incredible. If you have been scammed, I hope that your deals moving forward, whatever they are, you do have that little bit of like doubt in your head, because unfortunately you have to. And then maybe the one time you got scammed is the only time, and that might be a lesson that saves you thousands of dollars down the line.
yeah. There's really not much you can do besides kind of either experience it, know someone that like knows what they're doing, or just like you've said like a million times, just try to use a little more common sense. But I know that's hard for some people, but
I we would be so much better off as an industry, and I mean in general as people, if we thought more critically. And I'm guilty of not doing it sometimes. I'm sure you are, but like, especially in this world where like one decision can either fucking set you back tens of thousands of dollars or make you significantly more. You just have to think critically and like understand, like, why is this happening the way it is? Like, that was loud as fuck. I'm not sure if you heard that. Like, I think someone fell outside my apartment. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure the mic picked that up. But
they
yeah,
just got scammed and died.
dude, that was really scary. I was not sure what to expect. When you have decisions that can affect tens of thousands of dollars, positively or negatively, you do have to like step back and think, like, why is this happening the way it is? How can I do better, or am I getting fucked here?
Yeah. Do you think positive?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, we have a ton of positive things to talk about. The NBA playoffs have been absolutely insane. I think I mentioned it a week or two ago. At this point, that I was feeling the Lakers were a complete team, and they really are proving me right. They're up 3-1 in the series against the Warriors. Um, I really do not see them coming back, the Warriors, in this instance. I mean, it's very possible they could get it to a game 6 or a game
Clip that.
7. I mean, yeah, go for it. I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a Nets fan. I don't give a fuck. Like, if I jinx it, cool. But really, every series has been super competitive. I mean, this is Tuesday night, obviously. We're recording this. Celtics 76ers is tied 2-2. Suns and Nuggets are tied 2-2. Heat are up 3-1 against the Knicks. And then the Lakers I just mentioned. Like, I can be convinced that most of the series still going will hit the 6 or even 7 game series. This has been awesome. It really, truly has.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this year's been a lot more competitive than like the last 3, 4, 5 years. Really until like the end of that Warriors Cavs like saga, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, you can convince me that any team still in it makes the finals. I mean, obviously, if you're down 3-1,
Yeah.
it's a lot more difficult. I understand that, but like, you can make an argument that each team has very much deserved to be here. And I don't know if I really remember a time in the short a couple of years I've been following basketball like closely, where I can say that's true. So I'm
Yeah.
loving it. Like it's great.
Did you know I don't remember if it was I think a 7 seeds like never won or made the final or something like that. I don't know if you saw that stat, but
I think the lowest seed to ever win is 5 because it was like the Rockets or some shit. I don't know. I think that's correct. I mean, I could double check it, but I know it's generally going to be a top 4 seed that makes it because of obvious reasons. But I believe the lowest seed to ever make the NBA Finals is the 5 seed, and that was like the Rockets when like MJ was out, like gambling or allegedly whatever he was doing. So
yeah,
it's interesting. I mean, I let me touch on my couple points, and I will Google that after, unless you want to check it, Kai, real quick.
I can get it.
Cool. So this next one, which is awesome, and then involves you and Joku actually. It's been a strong week of flipping cards and memorabilia. Ironically, also at the time of recording, Kai and Joku were on a podcast with a sports card therapist. Rob is incredible. He's probably listening to this podcast right now. I also appear on an episode that is coming out, I believe, Wednesday night. So tomorrow night at time of recording, it is a roundtable discussion with myself and a couple other dealers, and it involves, ironically, flipping higher end trading cards and memorabilia and stuff like that. And Kai and Joku were actually helpful in this instance because last week, give or take, I purchased an item on Leland's. It was a glove, like a boxing glove signed by Babe Ruth, Joe Louis, Jesse Owens, and a couple other like notable boxing icons, legends. I'm not sure who exactly they were. I owned the glove for 24 hours, so I apologize. I won the item on Leland's. I actually consigned it with Joku and Kai because we're friends and fuck it, I don't care. And I received a $7,000 offer within 24 hours, and I sold it. So yeah, thanks guys. You
No
received a
problem.
notable tip from that, and we crushed it, and that was awesome. And I also flipped a couple other cards I got, including the Josh Allen Gold Raider rookie auto I bought from
Oh,
Canada.
really?
Yeah, I got it. So for everyone who might not remember, a couple weeks ago at this point now, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, on eBay, I had purchased a Josh Allen Gold Raider rookie auto, 1 of 10, raw. Scary as fuck. Don't do what I do unless you have like balls of steel or just dumb. I got the card in, looked it over, said, all right, yeah, this looks about right. I expected not to be perfect for obvious reasons. It would be graded otherwise. I had expected a 7, hoped for an 8, and prayed for a 9. I got a PSA 8. Got upcharged by PSA because, of course, I did, even though I sent on the best service I could. And I flipped it. Made a couple $100 for owning the card for a couple of hours and move on. Like that was a nice day. Like beats a kick to the nuts. I made money. I netted out what I had to do, and it was great. So really happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, it's funny. Me and Joker were thinking of betting on that too, and you won it, and we didn't end up doing it. So we've been bidding up against each other, but
That would have
I'm
been
glad you
funny.
made
I
some
mean,
money on it.
yeah, I'm happy that well, we all made money because I ended up tipping you guys for
That's
helping
true.
with that. What is great too, and I've started to look into this more as well, is the memorabilia section of BWCC. Golden, I don't really want to bet on because I have just a personal disagreement with how King Golden does things, but whatever, it's my opinion. Alt doesn't do memorabilia, but like if they ever did, I would definitely bet on it. Leyland's obviously I will continue to bid on because their office is 20 minutes away from me, and that's great. I'm open to looking into other avenues of owning items. I mean, even this past week for myself, I bought another NFL jersey. I bought a Logan Ryan game worn Buccaneers jersey inscribed 2x Super Bowl winner. It's like dope as fuck. I'm like, all right,
That's
yeah.
sick.
Would I rather own this or like a Jason Tatum Silver Prism PSA 9? I'd rather own the jersey. Like
It's
I'm
the
gonna
jersey
hang
easily,
it up
yeah.
one day. So you know,
So for me, I don't know if you even noticed this, but we kind of haven't really like pushed consignment at all. We never like posted anything about it. We kind of just take people that we know or like that reach out to us. So as of like 30 minutes ago, we actually did our first ever like post of like our fees and everything. And we're gonna see how it goes because we've only been doing stuff for people that have like contacted us or that we've reached out to personally. So it's our
that's
first
good.
like public launch, I would say.
Well,
Uh,
I didn't. exactly look it over too closely at the time of recording. I believe you guys have all your rates from like $1 to $5,000, right? Or is it 10?
Yeah, we didn't put exact rates for under 100 because it's just like a
A
0
lot.
to 100. It's like $10 or whatever. But
Yep.
yeah, it's from 100 to 10K plus basically. So pretty much everything that could sell is rates. Then we have some FAQs and little write up and stuff on there. But that just
Yeah.
went live today, Tuesday, like 30 minutes ago. So if you're watching this, that is up on our Instagram.
Here, I'll make it easy for everyone too. I mean, once again, not sponsored. I only promote services I enjoy. I had a good experience. Let me share that. Oh God, hang on. And also, Kai did check as well. It was the Rockets. I was right. It was the 6th seed. They were 6.
Yeah, a 7th seed's never even made the finals, is what I've found.
That's not shocking to me. And yeah, that's the post we're talking about. The rates that Joku and Kai are working on. I mean, honestly, dude, I like the flat fee because whether or not it sells for $1,000, $2,000, if I sell a car for $2,250, I'm paying $25. It sounds like a nice deal. Like it's all
Yeah,
works. Like it's very easy to follow. And yeah, I mean, obviously, you're sending $5 cards, and it doesn't make sense for anyone. But got to do what you have to do, especially as a business.
yeah. Send your junk to DC.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do the fucking same thing. I sent another box to them last week. They're pretty good about processing the low end, but like once again, there's a million different ways to make money in sports cards, and I really can't believe that there are those who, unless you're just spending on group breaks or buying Bowman Chrome prospects of a certain player that we'll talk about in a second, you're kind of fucked. Like you gotta. I don't know how else to say it nicely. Like there are so many ways to win in sports cards if you are diligent and consistent and able to. I don't want to say think critically again because we just talked about that, but like find your avenue where you will succeed. I'm very good at finding those like weird, interesting items that might not come up on eBay that often. Like for instance, on my desk right now, I literally have like a Troy Polamalu immaculate logo patch auto,
So
or
random.
Mike Trout, 1 of 1 flawless. Yeah, I bought this shit from Mikey, and Mikey and I have the same stupid taste, except he likes like established Hall of Famers more, and I just grab 12 David Johnson 1 of 1s. So I made money on that lot,
Yeah.
by the way. That was really funny that I somehow.
How much did you make? Do you know the number?
Nothing. I made nothing, like under $50 from
Oh
my one
man.
deal. But
Well, you still sold it, so I mean,
I did it to prove a point, and the point was I'm
yeah.
fucking stupid. But what is also stupid is this entire situation going on with someone who I've known for a while. Mind Cycle Cards on Instagram is someone who truly is for the hobby. He loves what he does. He's very good at what he does. He makes good content on YouTube. If you've not seen it, you should. Like he's someone who is truly passionate about sports cards. And what is going on between him and Jeff Wilson, sports card investor / blowout, is fucking stupid. It's a stupid situation that no one actually wins in. And I reached out to him before the podcast to kind of get his summary of what happened because I had heard bits and pieces of things, but there was no like good location to find everything. So I'm gonna actually like pull it up. I'm gonna read it off like a little press release. So I'm gonna put on like my little like news. Oh God, I put it on the wrong way. Oh no.
Oh
Oh
man,
God, how do
you're
I?
not doing good.
No, I'm not. I'm struggling. There it is. That's better.
There
It's
you
because my
go.
screen is like half our agenda, half that. Anyway, I'm gonna read this off. So I said, "Hey man, can you give us like a 3 or 4 sentence summary of what the hell is going on here?"
That's
I've tried
three
to keep up.
sentences right there.
Yeah, dude. It's he at least acknowledges that it's not 3 or 4 sentences. Ryan goes on to say, "LOL, I totally understand. Basically, I did a video coming up on a month ago now where I took 65 cards that Jeff Wilson had purchased and made a video about it. Took the purchase price, compared it to the value today or as close as I could to today as I could. Sounds pretty straightforward. It was all documented in a spreadsheet, and I went over that and just some other thoughts on my video. The day that video went live, I posted a link of the video to the blowout forums in the thread Sports Card Investor from YouTube. It received a couple of replies, then dropped off the front page a few days later. Sports Card Radio and a couple other people covered it in the video and covered the video as well. But as things go, it has mostly dropped off the radar within a week. Last Wednesday, I think it was, I posted a response video to the Jeff Wilson show where they were talking about my spreadsheet. And I actually watched this video after he He mentioned it to me. It's basically him on a podcast, somewhat talking shit. Like, man, these people, like, if they put as much effort into keeping track of my finances as they did in their own hobbies or their ventures, they'd be better off. Like, yeah, fuck you, you suck. Like, you know, you're being kind of a jerk. He didn't post that to Blowout though, just to YouTube. That same day, I logged into Blowout and I suddenly am suspended on there. I didn't put two and two together because I hadn't posted on there in a week or so. But another forum member there informed me the Blowout had deleted my post with the link to my video. Keep in mind, this video was buried on page 4 or 5 of the forum, and at this point, that was the real reason why I had been banned, or at least seemed that way. They claimed it was due to self-promotion, which is against forum rules. And also, I believe, and he doesn't mention it here, it was like a month-long suspension for posting a video to Blowout. This is fucking
in the correct section as well.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid. I feel for Ryan. This is such an old person hobby. Like, I'm happy that like you and I are young. I know you're a little younger than me, but like we are the next generation theoretically of collectors, and every single day we do see younger people get in, whether it's from videos ironically that like Jeff Wilson will post or good content creators, I should say, that post. There are abilities for younger people to get into sports cards. Blowout is really a dinosaur. It is a fossil. It is something that I will hope truly disappears in the next 20 years because it doesn't need to exist anymore. It has lived through its purpose. And shit like this really drives it home to me, and it annoys me that they have made their morals clear. They've put a line in the sand and said, we are not going to cross this line. Come with us or get the fuck off. I never joined the ride, so I don't care. So, hey, Blowout, if you ban me, go for it. I don't use your fucking forums. It's not 1984. I don't care. So, go for it.
Yeah. I used Blowout a little bit when I first started, but it's definitely like not like there's really no reason you should have to use it. It's not helpful in any way, especially these days. Like you said, it's very archaic. There's nothing really better than any other platform that you could be using. So it'll definitely get phased out eventually, but
yeah. It's just so stupid. I really do. I don't get it. And I feel passionate about it because like it really does go to show. It goes to show where this favoritism lies and like what advantages you can take advantage. What advantages people who have either that strong subscriber count or influence involving money or sponsorships or all the above, what that gets you. This is a clear example right now of someone who is exuding their power over someone else over a fucking video that, you know, they're not happy with. It's really dumb.
Yeah. Do you think he like reached out to them, or you think they just kind of had an existing sort of relationship and
I don't want to speculate. I have no idea, so I don't want to say yes or no. But for that video to theoretically be posted in a random forum post a week later, and then for Blowout to mysteriously go and ban the user who posted it, seems a little weird. And temporary mute. It was like a month-long ban. Let me make that clear. But it's a little weird. I'm gonna just say that.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Kai, looks like you have a couple of like little intro notes, which is crazy that like these intros are getting better. Like these are my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, I kind of hit on a few things. We talked about memorabilia too. We're kind of trying to get into that a little bit more. It's pretty cool, like just looking at what you can get for a certain dollar amount in cards versus like memorabilia. It's like almost a no-brainer sometimes.
It's also more fun in some instances, man.
It's so much more fun. The things you can get that are like actually cards are tangible, but it's like the boxing glove. Like that's so much.
I know. I mean, in my mind, like for instance, like all the jerseys that I own, like the two above me, I'm making the double horns. The two above me, I'm never gonna sell. The jerseys at my office and my closet, I have to eventually hang up. I'm never gonna sell them. So like I understand that financially, like these are just like paintings on a wall. They will never be sold by me. So do I really want to hang up like a $5 bill, $600 bill? Not necessarily, but compared to what I spent on trading cards, I deserve to buy myself a couple nice things. Like I should be able to buy my Rutgers PC or shit like that. Where like, oh yeah, Kenny Britt, Logan Ryan. if I ever get a Ray Rice jersey, I'd love to get one.
Not the Ray Rice.
I think I mentioned this last week 2 weeks ago, man. I just, Rutgers has like 5 players who made it to the NFL that are like decent, and he ironically
Mohamed Sanu, right?
Mohamed Sanu, yes, I do love Mohamed Sanu. There's some weird ones. NFL auctions ran like a Lirante Carew jersey.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, dude, that jersey went for like $400. I'm like, why? He didn't do anything. It was just dumb, but Maribilly is awesome.
Yeah. And then we kind of started planning our national trip. I think we're gonna stay together, me and Joku. Whether that's Airbnb or something. We're very late. I know. Don't hate, but and then I know we're gonna talk about it a little bit more, but baseball, it's kind of the crux of baseball coming up the summer months. So Braves been killing it.
I know, it's scary. I really, as a Yankee fan, it's just like, fuck. This team is so. The Yankees are hurt and beat the shit, and like they're still over 500, which is a combination of just like talent in general, decent managing, getting random production out of a week from random players. But like the Yankees are kind of fucked right now. So maybe someone will fall off the wagon in like May, June, or July, which I hope for. We'll have to see. It's not good. I'm afraid.
How many games back are you guys? Because the Red Sox are second, right? Or you guys?
No, the Red Sox are fourth. I believe we're like 10 games back already because the Rays just started off so nuclear hot. Right now, the
10 games. Oh my god!
Yankees are literally 10 games back of the Rays. But also, once again, the Yankees are over 500. The Rays are 29-7. Like, I don't care who the fuck you are. That is impossible to keep up with. Now you got to just hope that like Baltimore kind of falls off, Blue Jays fall off. Like,
I forgot about the Orioles. Yeah,
the Yankees are only 3.5 games back from second place. I mean, there's obviously 4 teams. There are 3 teams ahead of them.
Is that entire division over 500?
Yep. I think they're the only division of baseball right now with that being true.
That's wild.
Yeah, but once again, it is the gauntlet. It is incredibly tough out there. I wish we had a team like, ironically, the Cardinals or another punching bag like the A's, who the Yankees are playing.
Man, the Cardinals aren't even a punching bag though.
They're literally 12 games under 500 right now.
Yeah, but they're not. They're like they were like World Series contenders going into the season though.
They will likely run into form, but like they might be too late. Like they might go like 75 and 85, whatever it would be.
Yeah,
it's tough. I don't know. So this is fun. This is something we've never actually had a chance to do. This podcast has been going now for about 6 months. And with the basketball season beginning to wrap up, we have award winners, I believe, in every single category. And we made some hot takes and predictions before the season started. So I figured it would be a good time to kind of walk through, poke fun at ourselves, and just go off the idea that, hey, we're not perfect and this shit is difficult. And it's also fun to make good content and be a little cringy. So I have our lists from the first episode of the Soul Too Early podcast of our hot takes and picks. And I'm going to put it up on the second screen here. So I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek into our little agenda that I put together every week with the help of Kai. Oh, shit. I think I lost it. ... Hang on.
You got it?
Nope. I got it in a second. There it is. Yeah, I'm dumb. Let me make this a little larger so we can see.
There we go.
Cool. Beautiful. All right. So remember, this episode was released in October. And we're going to go through mine first. And we can either score them like 1 out of 10 for correctness or against each other. It doesn't matter. So my rookie of the year was Keegan Murray, who I checked before this episode launched, is technically better than Kai's pick of Jaden Ivey. They were like third and fourth, but the difference between them was 1 point. I think it's fair to say that my rookie of the year pick is like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It's perfectly acceptable. It was obviously incorrect, but like it was not the worst pick I could have made.
Yeah, you definitely won rookie of the year. I mean, Ivy was fine, but Keegan Murray was definitely better and obviously received more points. So
yeah, by 1. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Now, MVP, you and I were like right there. I put Giannis, you put Jokic. I think they finished like 2 and 3, like literally.
Yep,
so.
I think so.
Once again, perfectly acceptable. Did not expect Joel Embiid to win. I call this a push. We both did fine. Like, this is perfectly fine. Defensive player of the year. I'm going to take the L here. I had Rudy Gobert. You had Giannis. I don't even need to check the rankings or the voting, how it turned out. I don't think I stood a chance here.
I weirdly think Gobert probably still got votes.
I mean,
even with how like bad people talked about him, because Giannis was also hurt for a little bit, I believe. Could be closer than you think there, but I'm pretty sure I also have it.
I see the entire list. Giannis was 6.
Nah, you're right. Rudy's not even on there, is he?
No, not even
I
on
would
there.
have thought he still got votes, but guess not. Yeah, that was a really bad trade.
Yeah, awful. I mean, it might be. We might be in a conversation of that already being one of the worst NBA trades of all time. One full season in. It's scary.
That's crazy,
dude. It would not shock me if Ant like wants to get traded in the next year or two because of like how fucked they are.
Real quick, go back to that list.
Yeah,
there's 3 dudes from the Bucks in the top 8.
Brooke, Giannis. Oh, yeah, what the hell? Damn, that's wild. I didn't realize
that's
that.
Crazy.
Man, if only they could have made it out of the first round.
I know.
I didn't predict that one, but what I did predict, Jordan Poole. Oof, that wasn't right.
Well, mine's a pretty big oof too. So, John Wall. I don't even how did he even finish the year? I don't even know what he did.
Did John Wall play much this year? How many games did John Wall play?
I don't know.
John Wall played a total of 34 games.
Okay, we'll take that.
Okay, yeah. And Jordan Poole, I mean,
he played pretty much the whole year.
won this one, but that's not saying much. But like,
Jordan Poole definitely played at least like 50 games.
I mean, he did have 20 points this year, 30 minutes a game. Who won 6 minutes? Oh, it was
was it Brogdon?
I think it was Brogdon. Yep, it was.
Yeah.
What's the voting look like here? Manuel quickly, Bobby Portis, Noah Powell. Okay, so neither of our guys had a vote, which is interesting.
I'm gonna give it to you though.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, that's not really saying much. I'm kind of shocked that Quickly finished second. And
Quickly had a really good season.
I know.
He dropped some big games at the end.
That's perfectly fine. We both were not very close there. Most improved Jordan Poole, and you had most improved as DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, no, it was me. This is a win by me.
Yeah, but see, I don't know if Poole really improved either, though.
No, and
if anything, he got worse.
I'll call it a push. This is tough. This is obviously a tough one.
Yeah, it gets better. Don't worry. It gets better.
Final / MVP winner. Well, I don't know why it says that. Warriors Heat in 7. So this is technically still alive, and this honestly, like,
it is.
I mean, I don't expect the Warriors to come out of the West, but hey, okay, that's pretty spicy, and I have a chance here. You had Nuggets and Hawks. Nope.
Nuggets
definitely could do it, but yeah,
there's no winner right there.
Hawks,
Nuggets are gonna win.
No, I'm gonna give the edge to me. You can win that one. You're a little off there. Biggest flop / biggest card meltdown: Zion and Tatum. I nailed one of these completely. It was not Tatum.
Who did I have again?
I'll tell you in a second. You had Jason Tatum and LeBron. Wow,
that's brutal both ways.
We both shat on Tatum and we're wrong. And LeBron dropped, obviously, as everyone else did. But
he's got to be going up now.
I think so, too. I think that this is, unfortunately, an ill-advised recommendation. Don't worry, though. I was way off here. I fucking chose Jonathan Kuminga to spike. I was really on the Warriors hype train, I guess. And it didn't work.
Yeah. Not that mine was any better.
No, I think yours actually, like, Kawhi obviously was a miss, but I mean, he's still incredible and healthy. You nailed Anthony Edwards. I'm going to give you this one, like, emphatically. Edwards was great.
Yeah.
So, what else do we have?
Hot takes.
Yeah. Hot takes. So mine involves some caveats. I was going for clickbait and like trying to like annoy people into like clipping us, and it didn't work. Some of mine were good. Others are not, and we'll get to that in a second. So Ben Simmons making the All-Star game. Nope. 0 for 1. Immediate 0 for 1. Kawhi becoming an MVP finalist. If he was healthy, yes, but no. 0 for 2. Zion playing less than 41 games. I nailed that.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, 1 for 3. Kyrie retires midseason because fuck you. I'm getting myself a win here as well because
I'll give you like a partial win here too.
yeah, this is me basically saying that he gives the fuck up on the Nets and does something stupid, and he gave up on the Nets and did something stupid. So good job, Kyrie. And then Celtics missing the playoffs as a result of injuries and chemistry issues following their offseason scandals. Fucking 0 for 4. Like whiff, 100% fail, terrible, so bad. I went 2 for 5. Kai, yours are interesting. This is the year of young, injury-prone wings. Rui, DeAndre Hunter, and PJ all have breakout seasons. I think that you get partial credit here as well because you had Rui. And
I think
Rui,
MPJ had a pretty good year too.
how many? Is he healthy right now?
Yes. And Hunter, even though he wasn't insane, he had a pretty solid year too. So I
62.
think I would give myself a full 100% on that one, to be honest.
I mean, fine. I'll give it to you. I mean, MPJ did fine. I mean, for what
He
did,
didn't die.
he did not die. He's healthy right now, which is shocking to me. Actually, he's not worth what the Nuggets have paid him, but he is perfectly respectable. So I will say that is not him breaking out, but he didn't break himself. So I will give you a win there. Hawks and Nuggets finished top 3.
50%.
Okay,
50%.
Whatever. Fine.
Yeah.
Lakers
50% here too.
Lakers and Knicks barely make the playing game. Yeah. I mean, you nailed the Lakers, which is interesting.
Yeah.
An All-Star gets traded in the midseason. Yep, that's a win, 100%. And Cavs don't live up to the hype. I mean, yeah.
I'm giving myself a dub.
I think that there is a lot more truth to your hot takes than mine. At the pessimistic side, I'd say 3 out of 5. Realistically, it's like 4 out of 5. You were really on your hot takes. Now, I wrote mine to be a little more annoying, but you gave some good like actual insight, and it worked.
Yeah. I'll take it.
I mean, I think you have to. That is just good work by you. All right, moving through. We talked about MLB a little bit. Yankees are in last place. We talked about that. They suck. Aaron Judge should be healthy tonight. I've not checked the lineup yet.
He got activated, right?
I think he was supposed to get activated today. It was like a minimum of 10 days. So that would be awesome if he's healthy. And hopefully by the time this episode comes out, he hits 17 home runs somehow. And the Yankees win like 38-1 against the A's. That'd be cool. Maybe they'll be a capable lineup soon. I doubt it. Aaron Hicks was like literally the worst hitter in baseball up until 2 days ago when he got a double and then he hit a home run. So like now he's as bad as a pitcher hitting. So I guess that's improvement. Cool. And hey, you remember when people were posting Anthony Volpe and Jordan Walker cards every single day?
Yep.
How'd that work out? It didn't. That's the trick.
I still don't get the Walker thing though.
I believe he's still in AAA right now. I mean, I think the issue.
I don't get the demotion.
I think the issue truly with him was like fielding. He just couldn't field. So
yeah, from my perspective, I think they probably just sent him down because they were playing so bad and needed like a scapegoat. But I don't know.
I mean, right now in 9 games at AAA, he has 1 home run, 1 RBI, 182 batting average. I mean, he's not gotten comfortable yet in the minor leagues for, I guess the first time being in AAA. Actually,
he's trying his best.
I mean, he was literally a league average hitter in 20 games. I don't know. He just wasn't ready. I mean, that's fine. He's 21. But if you believe in him, I mean, it's a buying opportunity, obviously. Anthony Volpe's not doing much better. I mean, he's not doing – he's not demoted, which is a positive. But, like –
isn't it crazy that, like, if you didn't, like, watch or follow baseball at all and you just listened to, like, how good these players would be from, like, a card collector standpoint, you would think they would be in, like, the Hall of Fame.
I know.
But then you look at their stats and they're, like, not even average, like, demotion-level hitters. Like,
Volpe's struggling to hit 200. 3 home runs is fine. 11 stolen bases. Like, if he gets on base –
he's a good, like, role player. Yeah.
So right now, if you had to call him a player, it would be Billy Hamilton. Like, that's what
I would – I don't know, dude. 3 homers is better than Billy Hamilton.
That, I don't know if that's true. I think Billy Hamilton eventually hit, like, 5.
But, yeah, we've played, like, 25 games, though.
I know. And also, wait, Billy Hamilton's still in the MLB? Holy shit, he's on the White Sox. I didn't know that. For reference, his first year, he had 6 home runs, Kai, 250 batting
That's his
average.
career high.
Yeah. Oh, he's 6. Yeah, what did I say? 5? Whatever. Yeah, I mean, right now, Anthony Volpe is like Billy Hamilton.
He has 24 career home runs in 11 seasons.
I know, that's stupid.
Volpe's better than him.
100%. Yeah, yes, obviously. I know that. I'm saying right
Billy
now.
Billy is a legend, though.
Billy Hamilton was the fastest player in MLB for like 5 years. And it obviously shows. Volpe, very fast. Obviously can do something well. Needs to get comfortable.
What team do you think will sign Billy Hamilton this postseason to run in the playoffs?
If that actually happens, I could see a team like
he's on the White Sox right now.
He's on the White Sox right now. So I mean, like, I don't imagine that happening where he gets dropped. I mean, maybe. I mean, who the Royals did that with a guy. Oh, was it? No, it wasn't Billy Hamilton.
The Braves got him in the year they won.
Who was the guy? Oh, Terrence Gore. Terrence Gore was the guy.
Terrence Gore. The Braves had Terrence Gore too.
Yes, that is amazing. I would say a team like the Dodgers or the Padres could use a little late inning substitution. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know. But yeah, Terrence Gore has like 3 World Series rings and like 100 at bats. It's amazing.
Yep.
Dude, I could talk obscure fucking baseball guys for literally weeks. And it's one of my favorite things to do is just like, we've done that before this podcast, but you don't get a chance to think about Terrence Gore and Billy Hamilton every single day.
What about Joe Adell?
Yes, thank you, Kai. Let me pull that back up. So, speaking of Bowman Chrome prospecting and people who now living up to hype is a hard thing. Obviously, this is not their careers are far from over. All that important stuff. Caveat that correctly. This is what can happen if you're, hyped up incorrectly. The graph is bad. This is a bad graph. Like, shame on you. Yeah, it's fucking down. Like, this is embarrassing. This sucks. If you bought Joe Adell, I'm sorry. And I mean, to be fair, Wilson Hobby does make a good point that there's a possibility that these were kind of short print due to shipping errors and everything like that. But at the end of the day, graph is down. Bad, bad, bad. This is what can happen to 98% of Bowman Chrome prospects, if not more.
Yeah, it's to see it top out at $700 in 2020, and now it's probably like a $50 card, $25 card. Like, yep. That's wild. That's what 2-3 years, and I don't even know how much negative of a percentage loss that is, but it's a lot.
That is also a PSA 9 for reference.
Yeah, I bet a 10 was $1,500.
More, if not more. And this is a base. Like, yeah. Dude, if you bought a fucking gold, if you bought a red, like, oh God. Like, you better stay away from, like,
I remember he was one of the dudes that, like, people were grading his stuff, wanted his stuff over, like, Acuna at the time,
I mean, whatever happened to Kevin Mighton? Because he was like,
he was
supposed to be the Acuna of your guys.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy actually. When our GM got like banned for life for like sneaking money or whatever to like prospects, they took away Maitan instead of Acuna. They could have picked anyone, and they took him as one of the prospects away from us. So
were they even a free agent? Like, what happened with that?
So our old GM was like paying players under the table from the Dominican, and they stripped like 7 or 8 of the international signings away from us, and Maitan was like the big name that got taken away instead of Acuna. Which
so what would have happened then? Would they have been free agents
when they got stripped?
Yeah,
like taken away from us. I don't know exactly. I think I'm pretty sure they were either free agents or teams could just like I honestly don't know, but. Yeah, they just got taken away from us is all I know.
I mean, that sucks. I mean, but the also so.
But it worked out. But yeah, it's crazy. So Maitan and Adell and Acuna are all 17 Bowman, I think.
It's so dude, like,
yeah.
You never fucking know. Like, this could have been any of those guys, which is why Bowman prospecting is, this is going to be, oh man, do I really want to say this out loud?
Yes.
Bowman Chrome prospecting, if done correctly, is the best opportunity to make as much money in sports cards or lose it all. I think better than
I would
NTRPA,
agree.
better than flawless. If you hit on the guy and you have the best card, you will do better, I think, than
Yep.
nearly any other card. And maybe there's a conversation for NTRPs. Maybe I'll walk that statement back a little bit, but it is really fucking
I,
close.
I think the margins on Bowman Chrome are so much better because if you buy like a under the underground player and then they pop off and you buy like a gold or a red, like you're gonna be making some serious multipliers there.
Okay, maybe I feel better about my statement, but the point is
Yeah.
scary situation. You are not supposed to win. If you somehow do and you sell, congrats, that's the point. If you somehow don't sell and hold for 15 years, hopefully you sold at the right time, because there seems to be these weird periods where you can make the most money possible and it's not always apparently clear. I would love to buy more Soto stuff, for instance. Soto seems like a good buy, but people are really afraid right now.
Soto sucks.
I like Soto. I still have a lot of faith in him. I mean, I think that's a player that you can set as your franchise icon for 15, 20 years and he'll
He
bat.
can't play defense.
I don't give a fuck about defense. Screw it. Put him at first base if you really have to in 5 years. You know, the point is he will get on base. He'll have a 400 or 450 on base percentage forever. And you bat him in the 2-hole and you just set it and forget it.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the best praise, but it's praise. Like, that's what I got there.
Something.
Yeah, it's definitely a useful skill. I'm not sure he's gonna get $500 million anymore, but it's a useful skill.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have taken the money. I don't know about that one. That's not good. Yeah, let me pull up the rest of this podcast. We have a couple of notes. There were some random discussions that we wanted to touch on that, thankfully, through comments we did get. We talked about card trimming a little bit, but Kai, like, let's say you're somehow the CEO and president of Sports Card Inc. How do you fix this? How do you go about making sure that consumers feel safe when they buy a vintage card? Because if the Evan Mathis
graded or raw,
if the situation is simply by Evan Mathis, there are graded cards out there in PSA and BGS holders that are altered. What the fuck do you do?
You know, I don't really have an answer. I don't think there is a way to go back into stuff that's already graded and double check it. There's just no way unless it was like a buyback of like every PSA vintage slab, which is never going to happen.
What you're saying?
I mean, it's not going to happen. There's no chance.
Of course not. I know that.
Yeah.
Conversation.
But like other than that, there's no way. I mean, you could do something going forward for stuff getting slabbed, like better training. Better technology. I don't really know, but there's really nothing you can do.
The terrifying thing also is Evan says that modern cards are easier to alter than vintage.
I mean, we've seen that with like contenders from 22 or 21 or not 22, 21 or 20.
I know 20 you're talking about. Yeah, where
that dude was trimming like every one of them.
Oh, okay. Kong.
I don't want to call out the wrong person because I can't.
I believe it was Kong.
It was Kong, yeah. Kong's cards, something. Yeah, he was trimming a bunch of quarterback like contenders, and they were getting PSA 10s. Like half the pops of all those dudes are like invalid, basically, because they're all trimmed.
That's like once again, and I'm happy that you say that. Like one of the things that people who were commenting positively for Evan Mathis in that video, what they were saying was, "Oh, he's conserving them. It's like fine art. We're just making sure that we keep it the way it is." The issue, of course, being that art that is conserved is marked appropriately. The entire point of what altering a card is doing is to make sure you do not know it's conserved. You are trying to trick someone into thinking that this PSA 8 is a PSA 10 or this vintage PSA 2 is a PSA 6 or 7. You do not want them to know that it has been altered or conserved. That is the point of what they are doing.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
Where do you personally draw the line between like
altering
conserving, and altering?
Here's where my opinion of drawing line is a little more conservative than most people. I think using a microfiber on a card is perfectly fine. I think the second you pull out like wax or any other material to change the surface of a card, you are altering it. I fucking don't like Kurt's Card Shop. I think he's a piece of shit, personally. So I do not condone the use of his card altering surfaces. I think that stamping down corners and edges, like he has shown multiple times, with the idea of regrading it, is altering a card. So do not do that. Obviously, cutting of corners and edges or change centering is altering a card. Do not do that.
Coloring them.
Color it. Do not take out a Sharpie and color in the corners. It's kind of bad. I also really don't care what PSA and BGS think. I don't fucking like if they say if they say X, Y, and Z is altering, I'm gonna go and agree with them. My opinion doesn't matter. Theirs does. They're the ones grading your cards. So I don't really care. I care what they think.
I have a interesting hypothetical.
Sure.
Let's say you're at a card show, the National, whatever. You buy a raw modern card, like a $500 card you plan on maybe getting graded. You send it off to PSA a few weeks later at your home. You don't know the dealer or anything. It comes back altered. How do you go about that? What do you do?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, you're SOL. I don't think that you were going to be made whole by that dealer, especially if it's a couple of weeks later. I mean, I would try to like figure out who they were, but I mean that's gonna be impossible. I mean, let's just be real about it. I think at that point you're just SOL, and it's a learning experience again. Like, hey, maybe don't buy these modern cards, and like if the dealer seems sketchy, you should know it. I mean, I would potentially, if it was slabbed altered by PSA, I would try to go to BGS. Maybe just PSA fucked up. Maybe that grader like had a bad day at work. Maybe his wife was cheating on him. Maybe he spilled coffee on himself. He was like, "Man, fuck this guy. I'm really angry." But yeah, if I sent it to BGS and it said altered, I would send it to PSA. If it said altered, then I'm just fucked in general. You know, that's the issue. That is a real issue that you face in sports cards. I really thought there was a chance that my Josh Allen Gold could have been altered, and I would have been fucked.
Yeah. I think it also turns into like a rabbit hole sort of thing. If like the guy that you find him and he says, "Oh, I got it from someone else. Like I don't grade cards," then like he's kind of shit out of luck. If he refunds you, then he has to figure out who he got it from and that whole thing. And then who's to say that he doesn't think you altered it? You know, he could be like, "Oh, but it was fine when I had it." But yeah, you're just kind of shit out of luck. Kind of.
Yeah, the second that you leave that room that day or leave that booth, the deal is done. Now, obviously, if in this hypothetical world you walk away from the booth 5 minutes later, it's like, hey man, like this card is bent in half. I didn't bend it. Like the card bent in half. Can you contact? Can we make this right? I'm sure most dealers would like walk back the deal. If it was the next day, I think some dealers would honor the deal. Dude, if it was me and it was like 6 months later, I wouldn't honor the deal. I'd be like, yeah, dude, it's been 6 months. Anything could have happened. Like, there is a time period to like, yeah, like let's figure out something that's fair to both of us versus like, I don't believe you. Like, this is not right. And whether it's maybe it's the end of the show, I would start to have doubts. Maybe it's 24 hours. There is a line there somewhere where I feel like, and you know what? Honestly, I don't think the dealer is responsible if it's 6 months later, 3 months later, a month later, even the end of the show in some instances. You know, it's a feel thing. It's a case by case basis. I would not put down the law one way or the other there.
Yeah, it can be tough, but
yeah, that's the risk you run when you're a dealer. We kind of talked about bad actors who associate with card trimmers. This one is actually relevant to what we just talked about. And the last thing we're going to mention today is card traveling logistics and tips and tricks. So, Kai, you're kind of a mix of a dealer and walker now at shows. I basically am only a dealer at these shows. I think you have an interesting perspective as well because you are now going to be hunting down for clientele as well, especially at the National. So we can kind of just like throw ideas out there for people that are interested in like optimizing the way they do this because this is hard, especially traveling shows where you're out of your house for 3 days. There are certain things you might not even think of to have that would save your life or like make your life significantly easier at a show when you are, have to be on your A game no matter what.
Yeah, I would say not necessarily like having something, but I would say when you are walking around a show, even setting up, actually, everyone kind of has their own way of keeping track of what they're doing. But what I like to do at least is, if I buy a lot, make a deal, whatever, I'll use the notes app on my phone, kind of just type like, I'll first take a picture actually of the deal, and I'll be like, picture one, like traded, blah, 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 got blah, 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 plus cash,
Yep.
but I think you really need to find whatever works for you in terms of like keeping track of what you're doing. Because if you're just walking around a show, doing whatever, not keeping track of anything, you go home at the end of the day and you have X amount of money in random cards. Like you're not really going to be keeping any sort of log for yourself to know how you're doing, taxes, whatever. So I think that's probably one of the first things you need to like optimize and figure out what works for you.
Yeah. Accounting, tracking, however you want to do it. Obviously, step one. I mean, as a dealer, that is important as well. I am a big fan of pricing your shit before you go to a show. Let's just be honest, most prices on stickers are going to be high as fuck because one, most people are going to pull ball all anyway or card ladder, so it's irrelevant. And two, it saves me from answering the same question. Hey man, what is this Mike Trout worth? Hey man, what about this Derek Jeter? It's like, hey, it's price on the front. Like, I don't need to talk for 3 days. For what? Oops. What
That
about the
felt.
Wayne Gretzky and not the card I just dropped on the floor? Oops. did it fall? Oh shit, it's over here. All right, we're good. Like if stuff is
Man.
priced, it's perfectly fine. It's super easy to just like, hey, your price is high here. I'm like, I know. You want to negotiate? Like, if I price at comps, you are going to offer me under comps anyway. So it doesn't matter what the sticker price is. It just saves me time from talking to you. Like, yeah, I just want a window shop for 30 minutes over here. It's like, all right, man, well, the sticker is right there. You can figure it out, which is nice. And if you like my
Yeah.
price, or at least someone interested, we can have a conversation. We're human beings. Like I know that phones make it easier not to talk to people, but like I'm good at communicating. Like, let's do this. Number two thing, dude, bring like liquid IV, bring like any kind of like energizing drink you need, because especially as a dealer, you fucking talk for hours to people. You need something to like keep you like mentally going strong. I also try to eat extremely healthy at shows. I mean, occasionally there's gonna be burgers and fries and shit you don't want to really eat. But like if I eat like a good salad or like a decent sandwich, like the food that I bring and like the healthy-ish stuff I try to have, like keeps my brain going fresh. Like if I just eat burgers and fries and ice cream and all this other stuff, like I feel like shit. I'm like, man, my brain's not really working. I feel fat. I don't want to like work. I'm tired. I just want to go lay down. Like if you keep your body going like positively, your brain stays in it longer. I am so burnt out and fried by most shows. I stopped going on Sundays. I'm now taking late Saturday night flights because I'd rather be home at 1 or 2 a.m. and in my own bed and like have that Sunday to recover versus like staying up at the show. And I'm a dealer. I don't fucking want to be there on Sundays anymore.
Yeah. I think the water and food thing is so underrated. Like, I don't set up a lot, but when I do, I definitely lose track of time, and I will like legitimately like not drink water, have food like all day if I don't like someone doesn't mention it or something. So that's definitely like a big point. I would back up from what you said.
Some other things worth mentioning, which these are, I don't want to call them like obvious, but like are important. Get a good portable charger. Like
Yep.
you need your phone, whether you are like a kid who like is going to their first show or a dealer or anyone in between. Get a fucking portable charger and charge that stuff. It is so useful. I would say it's the most necessary thing besides like deodorant at a show
Yeah,
is the ability to
probably.
charge your phone. Get a portable charger, get a good one. Do not skimp out. Read the TSA guidelines. There's like certain parameters you have to be within if you're flying in. Mine is like 99.9 watts, and like the highest is like 100 allowed. Read the TSA guidelines. I did it, and I made sure I bought accordingly. Comfortable shoes. Obviously, you're gonna be walking a ton, especially the national. If you don't have a booth or table or anything, you're gonna probably walk 5, 10, 15 miles possibly in a day. Have comfortable shoes. Don't skimp out. Deodorant, obviously. Toothpaste, obviously. You have to
uh,
say that's conventions in general. People are fucking gross, man. Like the worst smell I've ever been in was when I went to New York Comic Con in like 2015. It was fucking awful.
Another card related thing isn't really necessary, but I think it's nice to have is like team bags, sleeves, like a couple of those
Price
on hand
gun.
in case you need to price gun, like a Sharpie. You never know when you need a Sharpie, like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I'm someone who has a Zion Goliath case. I love it. It is the best $300 I ever spent.
Not
If
sponsored.
you're what?
Not sponsored.
Oh, not sponsored. Yeah. No, not make a good product. Car ladder, Zion cases. I will say accordingly. Also, if you don't want a Goliath case because it's fucking massive, that's the point. Get one of those cases that you can wear on your back, like a backpack one. That was the
Yep.
first case I ever bought. Because when I was walking shows in 2017, 2018, 2019, I didn't have booths. I had a backpack of stuff, and I would put it down on the showcases, obviously, and cover up all their stuff so no one else could see the deals. Like a newbie, and you learn not to do that.
Ultimate scumbag.
Yeah, you just learn. Someone tells you it once, like, all right, yeah, just be careful. Whatever works. You don't want to carry around 25, 30 pounds of cards for 8 hours. It sucks. Wear it on your back. Or get a Goliath.
That even sucks sometimes too, though.
What, the backpack one?
Yeah.
I know. The Goliath case is so nice, dude. It's my carry-on for flights. I bring a backpack of clothes. Like, I'm not staying anywhere more than 3 or 4 or 5 days. I can easily roll up and make like clothes last that long. So,
have you ever had an issue with the case like not fitting, like them saying you can't bring it?
I have had fears of that happening, but like, I am now a little too bougie when I come to flying. I fucking do not like to fly, so I will almost always book first class one way or the other and be perfectly fine. But now, because I'm on United, I'm a Silver Premier member. I am like group 2 to board. So like, I thankfully have not had an issue where like they have to check my bag. If they check my bag, I'm getting off the plane. I'm not flying. I will not check my fucking bag.
Yeah.
Like,
that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm not willing to risk it. I'm not willing to have that conversation. It is, there have been times when they've had almost a full thing and they're like, that bag looks expensive. We are putting it on the plane. I'm like, yeah, otherwise I'm getting off. So I think after this, podcast, I'm going to go book first class home for Saturday night, just in case, because, I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
What else? What else is super important? If you're a dealer, just organization, dude. When I organize my Goliath case, I have it by sport. I have baseball, football, basketball, booklets, and then like new pickups. I want my shit as organized as possible. So when I get home and I'm tired as fuck, I could quickly go through my cards. Like, yep, that's not stolen. That's not stolen. That's not stolen. That's here. Yep, gone. Cool. Like, I can know within 3 minutes, 4 minutes. All right, everything's here. There's all my new shit. Take a picture, go to bed. Like, that easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so methodical when it comes to organizing myself. It to the point where like I'm a little neurotic. Like, that is not good. Like, how like I need to keep it the certain way.
Yeah, I think if you're a dealer and you're not organized, you're gonna have a really tough time when it comes to wrapping up the show and like even not even wrapping the show, setting up too. Like everything's just gonna be tough.
Yeah. And then there are those who are just like, throw all their cards in the showcase. Fuck it. Whatever you see, it's a scavenger hunt. Go find them. Like, Mikey has done that. I think it was like last Dallas show, or the Dallas show before that. I think he sent a picture of it and just like, I'm gonna fuck with David. I'm gonna just take a picture of this. And I was like, this is not cool. I'm not okay. It was causing me anxiety from just looking at it.
Oh.
What a time, man. I think we're good though. I think we got everything we needed to talk through. I can't think of anything else tip wise for shows and traveling.
Hand sanitizer, maybe.
Hand sanitizers are going to have, yeah, your hands are fucking gross by the end of a day, even halfway through a day. You gotta have sanitizer. I like to have gum at shows. Like, it's good to have a lot of water. Make sure you have somebody to watch your shit if you have to go take a piss. Like, that's the statement. Make sure you have people you trust around you so like you can step out and like not be behind the booth for 3 days.
There you go. Politically correct.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer. All right, I think we're good.
I am good too.
All right, guys. Well, you'll see this in 24 hours, literally, as this episode wraps up. So thank you for watching or listening if you made it this far. I'm excited, dude. Next time we're talking, I'm going to be prepping for Dallas, which is going to be a week, 2 days away by the time we record next.
Sweet. Yes.
I'm so excited.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.